As a young college student, I was seized in a moment of absolute awe. There I stood on a street where the likes of Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Donatello once walked. To my right was Ghiberti's golden doors. To the left loomed the great cathedral, Santa Maria del Fiore, the Duomo. Lost in that reverie, I suddenly felt something brush up against my leg, and I instinctively reached for my wallet. It was still there. I felt it again. I looked around but could not see anyone near me. Then I looked down, and there she lay, crippled on the street, dark olive skinned, wrapped in a dirty sari, clutching a bundle which I realized was a child. Her bony fingers had hold of my pant leg, and with the other hand she reached out. I looked into her eyes and realized I had never seen eyes like that before. Black, empty. Such abject despair, hunger, want. They were frightening. I pulled my leg free and walked away. Who needs a last judgment when you have those eyes that follow you every day, reminding you of what you have done, or perhaps better, what you have not done? You can imagine my shock and horror when years later I picked up a copy of National Geographic and there were those eyes looking back at me. Oh, they were not her eyes, but they could have been. The face of that haunted, desperate one. I cut that picture out and framed it, and it sits in the room where I do my morning devotions. It is the first sight I see when I turn the lights on and the last that I see before I enter the world. Some might think that's rather masochistic to continually remind yourself of your own sin, your own brokenness. But I recognize in those eyes, the eyes of the one who hangs next to her on a cross. As Jesus reminds us in that parable of the Last Judgment, where he separates the sheep from the goats, it is what we do to the least of these, our brothers and sisters, that we do to him. Those eyes are not only a judgment on my brothers and sisters, but they are a judgment for me on what I have done to Jesus. But judgment is not the final word of the cross, but rather forgiveness. Father, forgive them. In those eyes, I see not only the hunger and the pain and the brokenness of the world, but I see the generosity of God, who became like us, that he might know us. It is in that generous forgiveness that I dare to get out of the chair in the morning and back into the world. Thanking God for that generosity, but also compelling my own generosity for the least of these, my brothers and sisters. For we live in a dark world, in dark times these days. We need to be the light that continues to shine for those with such dark, dark eyes. Longing for light, we wait in darkness. Longing for truth, we turn to you. Make us your own, your holy people, light for the world to see. Longing for peace, our world is troubled. Longing for hope, many despair. Your word alone has power to save us. Make us your living voice. Longing for food, many are hungry. Longing for water, many still thirst. Make us your bread, broken for others, shared until all are fed. Longing for shelter, many are homeless. Longing for warmth, many are cold. Make us your building, sheltering others, walls made of living stone. Many the gifts, many the people, many the hearts that learn to belong. Let us be servants to one another, signs of your kingdom come. Christ be our light. Shine in our hearts, shine through the darkness. Christ be our light. Shine in your church, gathered today.